Very gloomy Labor Day out there we have on this Monday afternoon. We've struggled to find a whole lot of breaks in cloud cover out there, which really comes as no surprise as these rain chances continue to hold on pretty strong through the next couple of hours before we then taper them off through the rest of your Monday late afternoon and evening. I want to get you a look at all of that in terms of timing, what we can expect with any further rain and these rain chances that we still have on the board today, but then also a first warn that's in place for Wednesday. That's new information for you today. So that will accompany a thunderstorm chance that will bring along a cold front Wednesday evening. So all of that and more here, but first let's just take a look outside at what we're seeing on live radar right now so we can kind of orient ourselves through the rest of the afternoon. Scattered showers, pockets of moderate to briefly heavier rainfall still cooking out there, especially in northwestern Kansas, or rather northwestern Missouri and northeastern Kansas. That's where we see that messy system and where low pressure system is parked right over that area, drumming up those showers and thunderstorms that have really been hanging out there for quite a while. Since even about 10 a.m. this morning we were seeing rainfall up there. Now intensity of that rainfall is decreasing just a bit, but still dealing with some rain out there, especially north of the metro. In the metro area right now, still tons of cloud cover, still spotty showers, but those are passing. So if you're experiencing rain right now or you experience rain in the next couple of hours, it will let up pretty quickly, but those gloomy skies don't look to really give us too much of a break until tomorrow on your Tuesday, when we really clear out those rain chances much more efficiently. That's why this cloud coverage is still hanging strong. We still have plenty of moisture up in our atmosphere right now, but those clouds are doing a little bit of good. They're keeping us a bit cooler this afternoon. 70 degrees here in Kansas City, but in the mid 60s for those who are actively finding rainfall up towards St. Joe and Maryville, over in Atchison too. So that's the difference that rain can make in terms of temperatures, especially in the afternoon, where the rest of us are warming up. Check out Butler at 76 already today. Others are still under even more cloud cover and even some active rain falling up in northwestern Missouri. So we're going to keep that first one on just for a little bit longer until we then are able to peel it off and get on with the rest of our evenings, which the good news here is that that evening time does look to be drier. And then we dry out through Tuesday, bring back a rain chance and storm potential on your Wednesday. That's when that first warn, the next first warn is in place, I should say, as those storm chances return. And with that, severe weather risks are possible, cannot be completely ruled out there, even though they do look to stay isolated. I'll break down all things Wednesday here in a second, but first let me walk you through the rest of your Labor Day, especially in the afternoon. That's where we have those higher rain chances, and then they taper down to a 20%, 5 o'clock and onwards. Temperatures struggling to escape the low to mid 70s here in town today. Then they cool into the 60s. If you have any evening plans or just evening errands or dinner plans, anything like that, know that it'll be a little cool out there, maybe a little drizzly too, just in brief moments before we then take out the rain chance, even more so than today and this evening going into your Tuesday. Here's walking you through what future track radar has in store for us, and it's pretty similar to what we've already seen today, just more scattered rain, spotty at times, and then pockets of moderate to briefly heavy rainfall possible through the next couple of hours. And then here's around dinner time, we really start to clear things out, maybe just a few showers out there by 7-8 o'clock this evening. So while you may still encounter some puddles on the roads out there and just kind of damp, gloomy conditions overall, at least we'll be dealing with less rain at that point, a bit easier to get out and about, especially if you're in northwestern Missouri where they're seeing a bit more rain than the rest of us right now. Tuesday, possible we find some passing showers in the morning. That's why we'll keep a 20% chance on through the very early morning of your Tuesday, but that first warn does peel off the board by 3 o'clock today. After that is when we really pull back on that thunderstorm chance in general. Some of us have heard rumbles of thunder, quick strikes of lightning so far today, but that chance for thunderstorms is waning as the afternoon and evening wears on, as well as just that rain chance in general. That's why any further rain we look to receive today is really not impressive in terms of accumulations, maybe a couple hundredths of an inch, and at most quarter of an inch, where some moderate rainfall may try to get in one place and just hang out there for a little bit. But overall, really not looking at a washout by any means. It's just inconvenient rainfall that we're dealing with on this Labor Day holiday. So if you want to get out and about, as I mentioned, later on this evening is going to be the better time to do it, to just try and avoid that rain as a whole. And then know that we scale that rain chance back and peel off the first warn and hold that 20% chance of rain into your Tuesday, especially in the morning. After that, rain looks much more difficult to come by, just finding more sunshine, puffy clouds, before we then bring back another rain and storm potential into your Wednesday. That's going to be the next greatest change that we find, is on Wednesday, when a cold front rolls through and then tries to drum up some showers and thunderstorms. So this is the cold front here. We're looking at an afternoon and evening frontal passage. Basically, that's when it comes through and starts to pull in winds from the north, and therefore pulling all those blue colors and cooler temperatures down our way, going into Thursday morning and sticking with us with below average temperatures Thursday, Friday, even into the weekend. So know that we're looking at a cool down with this cool front too, but also a rain chance. That's that green you see there on the map as it pulls in this storm system alongside that afternoon cold front. Now out ahead of the front, we'll have warm temperatures in the 80s, we'll have plenty of moisture, and that front itself will all lend into that rain and storm potential. And we're really watching that evening commute home as being a time that could be a little messy out there, especially since we could find some isolated storms on the strong to severe side. That's why that first warn is in place. And getting you an early look at future track radar, we have not gotten high resolution data for Wednesday to give us a super clear picture just yet, but this is what our models and our longer range models are suggesting, is this line of scattered showers and thunderstorms pushing in throughout the late afternoon. Here's that 5 o'clock commute home. You can see some of those yellow colors sparking up, trying to maybe bring us some thunderstorms, then onwards too, before we completely clear things out into early Thursday morning. So by the time we're getting out the house Thursday morning for work or school, going to be all good then. But until then, really watching the chance for isolated stronger to severe thunderstorms being possible. Now we're just talking about a handful of stronger storm potential, but still the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and included our entire area in that 1 out of 5 risk. And in terms of threats or hazards we're talking about, that's brief, strong, potentially damaging wind gusts and hail is possible. So that's something that we have to keep in mind. Know that that might be something that you're having to encounter on your evening commute home. Then after that, we really start to cool down. That's when we start to bring in cooler temperatures. You could see that cool down from the 80s Wednesday afternoon to the low to mid 70s Thursday afternoon. Temperatures try to rebound ever so slightly into the mid 70s on Friday, and then staying in the 70s even into next weekend. It's possible we find a very weak front Friday into Saturday. That's why you see a very small cool down then, not looking to bring any rain with that, but definitely will be a possibility as we head into the weekend, maybe kick off the weekend on a sunnier and drier note, thankfully, than what we've had so far these past few days. Security Bank's 7-day forecast as a whole shows you after we hit the 80s on Wednesday, we're going to stay in the 70s for the foreseeable future. Overnight lows in the 50s too, so definitely cooler than average, cooler than what we would expect for early September, but we'll take it. That front about midweek is going to bring us another taste of fall, so certainly get out and enjoy it this upcoming weekend. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Labor Day.